Hey, what's up guys? Oasis here. I want to talk to you today about farming metals. As you can see, I have 7,097 metals at the moment. When they first released the game, and actually one of the ways they rank alliances is actually based on metals. And if you go into the alliance, you can see we have all sorts of guys with different metal counts. Metal counts don't necessarily signify strength. As you can see here, we got these guys down here with only 4,200 metals. Their bases are practically maxed. They've got mortar level 11. They've got level 9 beam lasers. All their guns are maxed except for a few mortars here. It's just a totally maxed base. In wars, these guys can score tons of points. But what they often will do is they're strategic in the way they pick bases. Either they're picking them for resources or just to only deploy a few bots so they can level them up. So some people think metals are great, some people like metals, some people are more strategic in how they do things. Just to compare this base to another top 5 alliance, let's just go in there and compare it to somebody else let's just check out, for example, our friends over in Primus. These guys are great guys. Down here, finding somebody on here that has 4,057 metal Randy Rifts. Let's just compare this base to the Iron Man's base and just see how here this base is. It's still pretty strong, HQ 14, but all of its guns are lower level, as you can see. So just because somebody has a lower metal count doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have a strong team or a strong base. Some guys like metals, some guys don't. And regardless, to get more metals, first thing you need to do is obviously upgrade your research or your scanner. And right now the max level scanner is level 11, and once you get your scanner to level 11, you can begin to farm the strongest zone in the game right now, which is zone 12. And you can get decent metals until you get around 6,300 or so, and then all of a sudden you're going to find you're only getting 1 medal per victory. And it gets kind of rough, then it slows way down. At that point, to really advance fast, you kind of have a couple options. You can either spend money to go real fast, or you can devise more than one team. And we're going to look here. They just made a change about a month or so ago that made it really easy to get wins, because they made it so not all the bases in Zone 12 are impossible to beat. Not all the bases are fully maxed. So there are a lot of bases that are fairly easy, and what used to be you'd have to take your A team and it'd be really strong. Now it's not too bad. So I'm just going to give you an example here of a few different teams, and we're going to try to build 4 teams that can get medals. Now you'll still come across hard bases in Zone 12, so not every fight's going to be a pushover, but it's just easier than it was. And the way you tell how hard your base is you're coming up against is the experience. 1,600 experience for this base, and so on this base, as you can see, these mortars aren't max yet. It's compare that to the 2 4,000 point bases that we just looked at. These bases are way easier than those guys, and yet they're sitting in the top zone, Zone 12. And so let's get in here and let's just see if I can pull it off. If I can build 4 teams and win 3 out of my 4 battles, then I'm going to begin to move up pretty quickly in the rankings by being able to get 2 to 3 medals every time I log on. And that's the goal. You got to get more medals than you're losing. So So see if we can pull this off. Lost my tank there. Let's see, here we are on the headquarters, and we're having bacon tonight. So 1 medal there. So let's go in again. Let's shoot after another medal. So we're just going to take another team, and let's get in there with this team and see. This is one of my stronger teams. So when I use this team, I want to have a tougher opponent. Again, 1600 experience. This should be a fairly easy fight. It's a nice looking base. Bowser from CYBERTRONSFALLEN, but he's got a lot of guns under construction, and that just makes my life easier. I probably don't even need to deploy all my bots. Let's just see what it looks like. Save a couple. And once again, we got the bacon. So 2 medals. So we're just climbing these charts. And so we can do this every hour and keep climbing the charts, adding medals. If that's big to us, you can, like I said, you can also spend money and skip the cooldowns on these teams and just begin to tear it up in this zone 12 and get 100 medals, 200 medals a day if you really want to spend a lot of money and push it. But medals at this point in zone 12, once you get a decent team, it's all about spending money. So those guys way up on the chart, they're either taking their time running a few teams like this, or they're spending some money and really buying that spot to secure their position. There's been a lot of movement over the past month or so in the top 10 of the game, just because of the way the system works. And once again, we got the bacon. Okay, I'm gonna put together a team. Those are all pretty strong teams that we put together there. Let's put together one more team and see what we come up with. Okay, so we're a little bit under the 8,500 recommended squad power, so let's hope we don't get a high experience base. Okay, this one's about 1,700 experience, so Groove from Doom Troopers. So let's see how these mortars look. So not fully maxed, so we have a shot here. If I can just get past that mortar, I think we're having bacon again. All right, so there you have it. 4 medals, just right in a row, running 4 teams, splitting them up, having some be weaker, some be stronger. I think if you're around 7,000 base power, even though it says 8,500, if you have the right team composition, you're going to be able to grow in medals. And you know, once you get up over 6,300, it gets a little bit slower going because you're only getting about 1 medal per battle, but you're only losing 1 medal if you lose too. So enjoy.